Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW review for the 16th of March 2022. Jim Ross opens the show with Hey Yo as a tribute to late Scott Hall. Adam Cole and Red Dragon, O'Reilly and Fish defeat Hangman Page and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Jungle Boy and Cole start off, and ultimately there's a Rana. Luchasaurus and Fish tag back in, and the big man takes everyone out. Red Dragon go out to the floor. They then isolate Luchasaurus in the corner. Dinosaur explodes out and reaches to Paige for the tag. Fish hits a fallaway slam, a Pescado on Cole and O'Reilly, and then Tope Suicida for extra measure. Hits a pop-up powerbomb on Fish for Fish rolling out of the way of the buckshot, but Jungle Boy wipes everyone out with a flip dive. Dives for the sake of dives. Paige, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus hit three moonsaults in a row, and Jungle Boy covers on Fish for a near fall. Reference distracted. Cole lands on Jungle Boy and Red Dragon, hitting some combination offense. Then we go to Jungle Boy hitting a rebound lariat and reaching Luchasaurus for the tag. Luchasaurus takes out all three opponents, concluding with a chokeslam on Fish and O'Reilly and a moonsault double pin. He and Jungle Boy set up for the Doomsday device. Red Dragon counters. O'Reilly puts Luchasaurus in a knee bar, but Paige overpowers Cole to break that move up. Paige and Cole tagged in and trade off with each other. And Deadeye, and then there's a parade of moves, because we don't need psychology. And then Red Dragon hits the high-low on Cole, Cole lowers the boom for the win. Keith Lee and Team Taz are backstage. Lee will face Max Caster on Rampage. Starks told Lee not to show up at the show and attacked him as a result. Starks said that if Lee showed up again, same thing would happen. Chris Statlander video plays taking off her makeup, and interspread between footage of her struggling in the ring. Character change may be coming from this. William Regal joins commentary team. Danhausen, pray tell man with the mask, who is the demon weight. Interesting wonder there. John Moxley, Bryan Danielson defeat the Best Friends, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta with Orange Cassidy, Trent, and Danhausen. Moxley and Danielson attack right at the bell, beating the devil out of Yuta. Not necessarily sure I agree with this match, just on the basis of who are the baby faces, what's the point. Anyway, finally get some space tagging into Chucky, who lands a plancha on Moxley before locking Danielson into a single leg grab. Danielson gets tagged back to Moxley, who takes out Taylor, and then they are dominant throughout the commercial. Yuta gets a tag but gets cut off with a lariat from Moxley. Yuta does a German suplex, bridge for near fall, and distraction from Danielson, allowing Moxley to hit the jumping cutter, followed by a heart attack for a near fall. Moxley then hits DDT on Taylor on the floor, and Danielson lays out yes kicks in the ring. Yuta fires up on Danielson, but is taken out with a salto suplex. Danielson bridges for another near fall, gets kicked. Yuta's head followed by Moxley tagging in and applying Bulldog choke for the submission. After the match, Yuta turns away from the Best Friends, walking up the ramp, offering Regal a handshake. Regal slaps him in the face. They exchange words before the segment ended. FTR is backstage. Cash says that they fired Tully because of the lack of focus. Young Bucks walked up and makes fun of them, saying they'd always be second best tag team in AEW. If they actually believe this, and I realize it's a character, but if they believe this, they are so delusional. Someone needs to alert the dementia ward. Anyway, the Acclaimed are backstage. Both talked about how Caster would beat Keith Lee on Rampage. Again, speaking of dementia war. Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs walked off and demanded Caster take care of business, but Swerve Strickland walks up and challenged Starks to a match indirectly. Anyway, Jericho Appreciation Society commencement, and Matt Lee starts saying the only reason fans get to sing Judas is that Jericho made it possible. Jericho's a better man than me. Jeff Parker says Jericho deserves to be praised and idolized for his contributions to wrestling and as a human being. Jericho said that Earth has been around 4.5 billion years, and we're lucky to be around at the same time as him. If not for Chris Jericho, there'd be no AEW, but instead of praising Jericho, people complain and insult him on social media. He's the greatest performer in the history, and fans don't appreciate him. The inner circle may not appreciate Jericho, but these men do, and that's why they're the Jericho Appreciation Society. They don't relate to the rest of the AEW roster because the rest of the roster are just pro wrestlers. Jericho isn't that. He's a sports entertainer. Garcia said if Jericho called himself a sports entertainer, then I am one too. Jericho talked Garcia referencing his notable car accident from January 2019. Jericho donated towards that. Jericho said 2.0, a bad name for bad creative, would use their real names from now on. He said the reason they have a job in AEW after a call from Kevin Dunn. Jericho said Hager is the hand of the king, and Hager said we are the Jericho Appreciation Society, and we beat up pro wrestlers. Jericho closed by saying the date commended the era of sports entertainment in AEW. I don't really like this, but at least I like the heel concept. And I think there's a better way to have done this, and Jericho wouldn't be the way I'd do it. Anyway, Serena Deeb addressed Shida, saying that she was in Shida's head. She'll be responsible for ending her career. TNT champion Scorpio Sky with American Top Team defeats Wardlow. Sky hits a bunch of body shots early. That infuriates Wardlow. Wardlow attacks and slams Sky, rolling out to the floor. Van Zant and others distract Wardlow, allowing Sky to hit a baseball slide. Sky is taunting Wardlow in the corner, leading to Big Man taking the champ down. Overhead belly-to-belly suplexes. Sky escapes powerbomb attempt, but Wardlow is able to hit a spine buster. Shawn Spears emerges on the ramp and chairs in hand. MJF comes out of nowhere and drives Wardlow into the ring post. Sky rolls him up for the win. After the match, everyone tries to beat down Wardlow. Wardlow takes everyone out and isolates MJF. He said MJF is going to go up in the powerbomb position. Spears hits Wardlow with a chair, and others look on with suspicion. Anyway, Wardlow apparently has no friends to make a save for him, so he's got to do everything himself. Spears then hits Wardlow over the head with a chair, and MJF pays off Lambert for their assets. MJF strikes Wardlow with the Dynamite Diving Ring and pose to close the segment. Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling are backstage. Jade's about to be 30-0. Anybody wants to know who's next. Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy defeat Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn. This has to be a dream match for them. Not a fan of it, but whatever. But then I haven't been a fan of the Hardys since 2000, 2001 when they were last really relevant. Matt completely back to previous character. He and Jeff turn back the clock, double team early. Hardys isolate Quinn, frequent tags, Private Party returned, and double team on Matt. Official distracted Private Party crouches Matt around the ring post, allowing them to take control and command. Back from break, Quinn uses distraction to land a great top rope dive on Matt. Private Party hit a double team for near fall. Matt is able to reach Jeff for the hot tag. Jeff goes nuts on Cassidy with leg drops, including a pinning leg drop for a near fall. Sets up Swanton Bomb on Quinn, but he gets pulled down. Side effect on Quinn. Then Jeff Hardy goes top rope splash on Cassidy for a near fall. Cassidy counters Twist of Fate. Matt steps into the silly string, and then the Hardys each hit Twist of Fate. Jeff lands a Swanton Bomb for the win. Match is what it was supposed to be. After the match, Andrade and stroll down the ramp. They surround the ring. Sting and Darby Allin come out with that. Red Velvet's backstage. She says Layla Hirsch changed and she was her friend, but Velvet's going to put a stop to that. The Rampage lineup for this coming Friday, Darby Allin, or actually today as this is being recorded, Darby Allin versus The Butcher, Layla Hirsch, Red Velvet, House of Black and Bear Country versus Bear Country and Fuego del Sol, Keith Lee, Max Caster. Actually, kind of a weak show if you ask me. All-female mariachi band plays Thunder Rosa out for the main event in a cage match with Britt Baker. Thunder Rosa finally wins the women's championship. Incredible match, worth going out of your way to see. Probably better than their first match, their lights out match a year ago. Baker tries to escape the cage. Rosa stops her. That doesn't make a bunch of sense in a match that can only be won by pinfall, but at least the trying is there. Dragging Baker's face across the cage is Rosa. Baker is busted open. Baker gains control on the floor and Rosa is bleeding right ahead of the break. During commercial, Baker produces some chairs, tosses them in the ring. Rosa avoids the chair shot and the clotheslines before whacking Baker with the chair. Then she has a great crimson mask interspersed with face paint. Rosa then hits a stunner and a corner clothesline and a low drop kick for near fall. Baker hits the official with a super kick. Rosa then hits the Fire Thunder Driver for a visual pin. No referee to make the count. She props a chair on Baker and then climbs, but Baker stops her with chair shots. Baker then hits an avalanche rate crash into a pile of chairs for a brutal spot. Edwards comes in to make the count. Rosa kicks out. Great near fall. Blood streaming down Baker's face, and ultimately Baker gets in the official's face, setting up a ridiculous chair structure. Takes too much time. Both women are standing on the top rope. Rosa drives Baker into the cage, falling hard onto the structure. Rosa then covers for a near fall. After the cover, Baker popped up and throws a super kick by herself at some time. She then brings out a bag of thumbtacks and pours them all over in the middle of the ring. Rosa counters into a neck breaker. Baker hits a back body drop on Rosa and then into the tacks and covers for near fall. Baker then flips the camera off after putting her glove on, goes for the lockjaw, but Rosa bites her hand. Baker floats over to the other side. Rosa smashes her hand into the tacks, and then Rosa powerbomb Baker into the tacks. Rosa hits Fire Thunder Driver, winning the championship. She's in tears, and the show ends. Really good match, one of the better AEW matches. Certainly, I would say the best women's match in years for any major promotion. But we'll be back with more right after this.